Welcome back. We are here for the Between Secrets in Lavender, episode 21. Ah, our players have some masks that they'd probably like to relate. So, whomever would like to get started, either Masks of the Clock or Masks of the Past.
Well, I have a Mask of the Past, and I will also do my Mask of the Clock, but I figure I might as well do this and then bounce to other people and then do my Mask of the Clock. The prompt is narrate a flashback to the time after you finally went west that shows you happy and free. This is an utter contrast to the last time that we saw Ellie in a flashback when she was raging at her parents and just wound as tight as a human being can be wound. Here we see her out on some great open grassland on a horse. And it's clear that she's been just galloping mile after mile. Her horse is tired, she's tired, but the wind is in her hair and she's as relaxed and happy, more relaxed and happy than we've ever seen her. Stops at a small stream, slides off the back of the horse, leads it over, and as the horse drinks, she bends down and splashes her face. And then tethers the horse to a small cottonwood next to the stream. Moves off a little way, not wanting to startle the beast too badly. Sets up a little target for herself and just starts firing her pistol out here, miles from anywhere, miles from anybody who would care. She's just herself and free and relaxed and happy.
Who's next?
I mean, I only have the Mask of the Clock and not a Mask of the Past, but I can start with it, I think. Okay, so this is in the daytime. The town looks American, honestly. It looks newish. And we see a woman, she's maybe 40s, 50s. She's still pretty, but in a, let's say, like kind of ordinary way, like not something very unusual. She doesn't turn heads, but she's easy on the eyes, to say that. And if you look closer and if you know Mordecai, you can see the resemblance there. And she is with a girl, I think. Let me check. No, she's in her 40s. The girl is 12 or something about, and the girl is like a bit sulky, like, don't like this. And the mother is like patiently explaining to her, yes, but this is the way this goes. And then we pan over and see there's a sort of saloon cafe. This is New England, so they probably have a cafe, right? Hiding behind a newspaper, obviously, wearing sunglasses, but not yet as papery white. No, it's already as papery white as we know him up to be. A skin, wears a hat that will shade his face, and looks over at that woman, like thinking, right? Like thinking, should I talk to her? And she looks over for a second and sees that strange person, but there's no recognition in her face, right? Probably because newspaper and sunglasses, she doesn't really properly see him. Looks over like, what's that strange person? But then, like, no, then the girl is like, look, I think this isn't the right flower. And the mother is, no, this is not the right flower, Rosie, it's fine, come on. And Mordecai, you can see the hands gripping the newspaper a little tighter. Breathes in, breathes out, and decides to let them go and not to engage. And I think given another chance, they might have waited, but followed, just to see where she's at, maybe have a chance to talk to her without the little girl present, presumably his half sister. But he regrets that. I think he regrets not taking the chance. Just like, okay, no, this might be emotionally complicated, so no, I go. I cross an ocean to come here, but when it gets emotionally complicated, I'll check it out. Thank you very much.
Okay. My mask of the past is narrate the moment you rejected the person who would lay your curse. And the mask of the clock is narrate a pivotal moment in your past. What would you have done differently? These two feel almost inevitably to be one scene to
And
me.
you can totally mush
And
them
I will do
together.
that. Last we discussed anything of the Wright's past. I believe we left Isaac drowning in the river Volga. Not unlike the Mad Monk Rasputin. That was in a vulnerable scene. The last mask I have literally no memory of. I think they were just teens. But I think it is Acheron that does the rejection. I think we see a young, late teens, early 20s Acheron somewhere in no, perhaps older. Perhaps older but young in spirit, lacking of maturity. And we see him enter a sort of classic curio shop in London, approached by an old woman in a shawl patterned like moth wings, who claims to be the shop's proprietor. And how do I want to play this? I think
Would you like a leading question?
no, I have a way I have a place I want to get, and I don't know how to walk into it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because the idea being that we know that it is Acheron's body. That is established. So I'm just trying to really this is tricky for me because I have to lay out the terms of the curse in some way or very artfully dance around that. I don't have quite the visual imagination to convey all of this without dialogue. But in very broad strokes, he is fencing something, probably, maybe not even magical, maybe just, good quality silver. And he is offered a safe future or some assistance. He is offered a kind path forward, and he is offered a compact made from that same silver that we have seen before. He is offered, I think, also some stew because he is quite lean in this time of quickly onsetting cold. And he rejects all of it. He will not have help. He will not have anything. He leaves the silver. In his immense hubris, he does not even take payment. But he does nick a few things off the shelves. What can one say? Isaac is also visited by something with an aspect of the moth. In something like it's not quite dramatic irony. It's not, well, I mean it is dramatic irony, but it's not quite the inversion I think you're thinking of. Isaac doesn't accept, or he wouldn't accept, because he is too cold to speak. But his hand is grasping for the shore nonetheless, and it is met with a hand strong and firm, like something ancient and powerful. And it is decided, I think, that these two need each other. But we can't just give them what they need, can we? We have to teach them a lesson. There we go. That, I think, settles it.
Oh boy. Oh man. All right.
And I can do my Mask of the Clock.
Mm-hmm.
This Ellie is very different yet again. She's sitting in a small and dingy room, uh, furnished with the bare basics. Probably a very low rent boarding house. Uh, and she looks exhausted, worn, like she hasn't slept or eaten well for quite some time, and is pretty well past caring about her appearance at this point. Her hair's a mass of snarls, clothes are filthy and frayed. There's one small lamp on the bedside table, poorly tended oil lamp, flame guttering low, not giving much light at all. But she's just sitting and reading letters. Letters that have clearly been building up over time. They've been sent from different places, uh, presumably to some accommodation address somewhere. But she's opening them for the very first time. The envelopes are worn and dirty as if she's been carrying them around and hadn't dared to look at them. We see her open them and read them and cry and run her fingers over the two different handwritings in the letters. We see her set the letters down, stare into space for a while. And then determination comes over her face. She's made up her mind. She digs in her pack for a hairbrush, starts brushing out her hair. She's ready to go back. And if she had it to do all over again, she would not go back, ever.
Any vulnerable moves before we move right into night phase?
I would like a vulnerable move, given that I'm sitting at 3 conditions.
Yeah, you better. Oh boy. Boy howdy.
Look at
And it would be Isaac at this point because we're in dusk moving into nighttime, so.
Mads, I think you gave me a condition that I already had given myself
Oh, yeah. I mean,
at the
because
end of last. Because
yeah.
I think I gave myself the miasma, and then you went back in and gave me London's underbelly.
Yeah, because that was from when you got, when you were with Taggart.
Did I get two? No.
No, miasma was for going into the
My
room.
yeah, my
Miasma.
oh,
And then recognizing London's underbelly was because Taggart recognized you, recognized Acheron.
okay, right. No, I did get a 7 and 9 on that. I forgot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then yeah, but we're right now with Isaac because
We
Isaac
are,
is
of
in
course.
dusk.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Well, I have a condition.
yeah.
Yeah.
So either way, whomever's vice you want to use, that is perfectly fine. But yeah, remember that whomever's vice is being used is the one that can talk very freely about their backstory, their past. Yeah. So take your pick. But you both can release conditions at the end if you discuss them appropriately.
Right. Your vice or mine?
Hit the opium den or what?
Yeah.
Shoplift or stargaze? What is it?
Stargaze.
Stargazing.
Yeah.
You know, it
Stargaze
might
or-
make sense to do a spot of stargazing if we're looking for omens of how the night's gonna go.
Ooh, I hadn't even considered that I might know the future.
Yeah. Given which threat we're dealing with, that might be a good setup.
I have to agree. Out on the veranda again.
Yep.
I think that's the only place Isaac or Acheron has had vulnerable moves. That's probably not true, but it's close. This will be my 4th trip to the veranda.
You're getting to know that side of the street of Belgrave Square real well.
Yeah.
Here's something they don't tell you about stargazing. Sometimes you gotta look down. Anyway, do you find me? Or
Yeah, I think I'd probably wander up here. Mind a little company?
not at all? Tea?
Thank you.
He pours you something from a thermos. It is tea. Don't make that face, Mads. Nervous?
Ready to get this started.
Okay.
Don't know that I've got the energy to be nervous.
I can't blame you.
You?
How do you... I... Well, I mean, I'm out here. I'm looking for answers. I want to know what will happen. I guess that means I'm nervous.
Any luck?
Not yet. Although I think our neighbors are having an affair.
Hmm. So how'd you pick up this habit? Look into the stars.
I underwent a rather significant life change, and I needed a hobby that could fill the days. Now that I didn't have access to my usuals, it's terribly difficult to go to a library at night.
Hmm.
And still mostly haggle for tea, though. Not the kind that's best for drinking, really. More just fortune-telling stuff they sell in back alleys and corner stalls.
Hmm.
And well, once you realize it's no good for drinking, you start to get curious.
It's got to have a purpose after all.
Well, if it does, I haven't found it yet. Maybe some kind of grout.
Ugh.
No, it's
Tanning leather, maybe?
yeah, if you want to dye leather brown. But no, I find my past as well as my future has kept something of a respectful distance thus far from my situation. The
Hmm.
same cannot be said, I fear, for you.
Yeah. Yeah, you could put it that way.
Are you afraid of Taggart?
No. Not thrilled about his presence. Not happy about what he represents. It's not Taggart that has me on edge, but
Well, it can't be Nate. What ails you?
why do you say it can't be Nate?
As I recall, you have no affections for the man, and he is not quite an imposing sort. He poses no threat to us,
Nate?
except that he is stupid enough to involve someone like Taggart.
Nate's like me now. Nate's a threat.
Hmm.
I wouldn't
Perhaps.
underestimate him.
I should rephrase. I don't consider you a threat either, Ellie. And not just because I know what the inside of your mouth smells like. No,
You
I think,
should.
well, listen. I've handled my fair share of brutes. Honestly, a wildcat seems significantly more predictable. Any foe you can defeat with a dangling ham hock and a net is on the easier side for me.
So what brutes have you faced? You, if you'll forgive me for saying so, don't strike me as most physical specimen.
Well, now my brother is something more of the rough and tumble one of us. And I'm sure he can regale you with the sort of tales you're looking for. About knocked teeth and shattered glass and all that sort of thing. No,
Not looking for any particular sort of tale. You just said you'd handled brutes, and I wanted to hear it.
I don't so much have a story, but uh, I, for a good many years, have trafficked in what 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 was called in the trade occult antiques. Naturally, working import and export of these things is difficult. And the sorts of people that one must associate with merely for the handling of them is, shall we say, aggressive.
Hmm.
I've never had to fight. And that should mean something to you, being
Yeah.
something of an occult import yourself.
Hadn't thought about it that way, but I suppose you're right.
What are you looking for? You don't seem particularly worried about curing whatever is cursing you.
I gave up on that. I looked for a while. I
So
found a
what?
few people who said they could. Maybe they were mistaken, maybe they were lying, but not a one of them had a thing to help me. I've had to do as much as I've done on sheer bloody-minded willpower.
That's no way to live.
No, it's exhausting. Nights like this, when I've just barely held it together. It's it's hard.
I can,
Some
well,
nights, once in a while, it's exactly the opposite. I'm in control, but I am so alive. They don't make up for the nights like this,
you don't have to tell me.
but they are glorious when they happen.
I know what it's like to feel like a whole person again some nights. I think
You
that's a
think you're
fine
going to
place
find
to.
your answer?
Oh,
Sorry. I didn't
I
catch what you
had
said.
to. And besides, I think my curse is significantly kinder than yours. Worst case, I have to learn my lesson, whatever that is. I'm doing all of this to try and avoid it. I've met a fair few people who could, well, that I have seen break lycanthropy. They couldn't help me. But they are out there. Every method I have seen, however, kills the wildcat.
That's a hell of it. I don't entirely want to lose that part of me.
I didn't think you would.
I just don't want her to run the show. But make do with what I got.
Conditions?
Drained.
We're clearing. Oh, nope, that's on the other guy. We got one.
Okay. Yep. Clearing cost of the life. That's fine. Cool.
Nothing eases cost like company.
Yep. This one gets you a ritual clue, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So you got another one.
I forget what I do, what I need.
That's the
Oh no, I know what I have, but
Equinox. So this union is a curse, but not an unbreakable one. Whenever you clear any
yes.
conditions as a result of the vulnerable move, you may gain a ritual clue that will help you undo this magic. So you've done it twice. So you can gain 2 clues. I forget what the situation was where you did a vulnerable move with it, but
It was, well, the last time was with
Mordecai.
Mordecai.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, if you
I
want
think
to.
I've done it. I think I did a vulnerable move, but didn't clear a condition before that.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like, both cases, like, this is something I would believe that you would find from, or that you would gain from being with them. So, you know,
Presumably something about the stars, I would think.
Eh, I'll think of something.
yeah. But I mean, like, you're
And
trying to answer the question, like, how can we see each other again? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you may want to put TBDs on two of those spaces, just to remind yourself that we need to come
Well,
up
I
with
have
two clues.
one. Do I have three?
You get two. Oh, so the
yeah,
shared
the
body
other
is
one
your
is
shared
a
body.
threat
Okay.
clue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then,
And the other one, so yeah, I've done 3 vulnerable moves and gotten 2
okay.
Equinox clues.
Okay. So basically, like, you need another clue from this particular vulnerable move. Got it. Sorry,
And then we need to
I
figure
forgot
out,
that shared body was like one of the clues. I'm just like, wait, what? All right.
and we'll need to figure out which threat to put our shared clue from.
Yeah.
For.
Exactly.
I'm
So
thinking probably to the Pinkerton,
yeah,
if
they've
that
been
works for
Probably.
you.
discussing that a lot. Yeah.
Seems
Yeah.
fine to me. Well, I mean, what else is there to talk about?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just can't seem to get away from Ellie's love life. Jesus Christmas. Trying to get away from
That's
it.
what happens when you love the wildcat, must say.
Seriously. Oh my
Yep.
God. So insane. Okay. All right. Yeah, so put a TBD on that one. And any other vulnerable moves for like Mordecai? Did you need to release anything?
I have sunburn, but I might be fine with that. I don't know, Ellie, do you need to get rid of another one?
I mean, I wouldn't mind getting rid of another.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do that then.
So you wander away from Isaac's stargazing and like maybe what's your what's your advice? Um
Hunting, hunting.
yeah.
I think I might actually be at something there
Mm.
because I still have to mess up Pettigrew, right? And I am preparing something that will help me do that. It smells weird
Yeah, I'm
because
just sort of restlessly roaming through the house and what on earth is that? And I go track you down.
that is the salve. Hey, hello, Ellie. That is a salve, or is going to be a salve that will let a person see ghosts.
Ah,
And since our dear friend Pettigrew is plagued by ghosts, you might want to see them, don't you think?
yeah, I think that makes a certain amount of sense.
And usually drives the uninitiated insane, but he's a police officer. He probably has a mind like a steel trap, don't you think?
Yeah, steel trap that one. Absolutely.
Yes, I was trying to take my mind off. I have prepared for tonight all that I can prepare.
Yeah.
At least we are going during the night, which I prefer.
Yeah. Yeah, you look like you were out a bit too much during the
Yes.
brighter part of the day.
Yes, I talked to a person in a sun mask that was not
Ah,
just a sun mask, apparently. Wow.
yeah, I've seen him around. I've never really tried to get too close.
A fascinating person if you are interested in other dimensions. I think it was he that gave me at least some of the ideas for the whole ranch thing.
Well, glad of that anyhow.
Mm.
And glad we're going to put a stop to it.
Yes, it is strange. My hourglass over there, it is not quite a normal hourglass, but the sun is not meant to do what it's currently doing.
No,
Yeah, yes.
down one side and up the other. That's not right.
It's not.
I'm glad I found you working on your I don't know if you
Paste.
refer to this as alchemy or within what, but you you helped me with my injury the other day. I
Mm-hmm.
thought maybe you might have some preparation that would
Oh, yes.
ease the aches a bit so that I could be more active tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And I think you have a high tolerance for laudanum anyways.
Yeah.
But that should be fine. I can mix something here. Yes, that is easy, and we don't need. No, don't want that.
Appreciate it.
Of course.
Tonight may be active enough that I don't want to be moving stiffly.
I will hope that if there is any kind of physical activity, that you will be very well poised to enact that, because my own capability in such regards is not great, and I don't think Isaac either is a man of fists specifically. I will take the blade, but that is mostly as a ritual tool. I feel that there might be more use in me trying to convince the time eddies to conform to a more conventional flow.
Well, that's what works. That's what works.
I should hope it does. We have done some work here. The curse that hit both you and Felix was most informative, and I think we can lay this to rest. So, how does that feel better?
Yes, thank you much.
Good, good.
How'd you learn all this? These preparations, anyhow? Is it just in the coven, or?
Yes, the order had was quite active in hunting what they determined to be monsters, and as you can imagine, hunting whatever they thought monsters were often ended in fights. And if something ends in fights, it usually will end in injuries, and that's where I learned all these things. And then I got myself some books and had some ideas of my own. And while I was looking into floral language, I discovered some other uses for herbs and things. Nora was quite educational in this, actually. Well, she knows more about flowers than me.
Yeah, that makes sense. You ready for this?
Feel I am. How about you?
Yeah. Ready to be done with this time nonsense.
Yes, it's been quite interesting, but as I said, it is not very helpful for my own endeavors.
Conditions?
Sunburned.
Okay.
Bandaged.
All right. Go ahead. Release them.
You're still a rootin' tootin' American. I love that.
Well, I may need to root and toot tonight, so we'll see.
We'll see.
Love it.
I'd just be glad that you guys upped the tier to a 10, because it's like, given everything that's on the board right now, it's like I could totally fuck up your lives for, while you're trying to resolve mean times, because I just came up with 3 different things I could have done in a fucked up night phase. But no, you got the 10, so you guys can just bounce back and forth, do your narrations, and have at it, okay? So, since we're nearing the hour, I'm going to go ahead and say let's do a 10-minute break, okay? And then when we come back, we're going to start the narration, like bouncing back and forth as delineated in the chats, okay? So just think on what you're planning on doing for your prompts, for each of them. This will make it a pretty snappy night phase, hopefully, and yeah, we'll go from there. All right, thanks. See you in 10. The map room, as we enter into night phase. Rich wood paneled chamber thick with the scent of pipe tobacco, aged parchment, and leather upholstery. Curios from across the globe line a grand fireplace mantel. Ivory statuettes, intricate scrimshaw, devilish masks. A complex orrery sits on display, tracking not planets, but the metaphysical positions of parallel worlds. Its accompanying placard is engraved with a warning: "Do not touch." Prompt 1. Paint the scene, which is for everyone. This room is littered with maps of the city, of England, of the world, and some of them are highly unusual. Name one and describe why it's so strange.
There's a map of the British Isles that, to someone not very familiar with the region, would look pretty normal. The coastlines are wrong. There's land where there shouldn't be land. It is not entirely clear from this map whether this is a speculative depiction of the past. Certainly, there are plenty of legends about cities and counties and old kingdoms sunk beneath the sea, or whether this is some alternate truth or pure fancy. But certainly they are depicted in as much detail as the rest of the countries, I should say, since Ireland is included.
I think there's a sheet. It is included in the map room, so it has to be a map, but it looks like it's a notation of a musical piece or something, and the title seems to be travelogue. And there are notations by a man or a person with abysmal handwriting. You can maybe make out Oxfordshire, maybe, and over one of the notes, and that could say Bury something, which might also be a place name. But it probably has to be a map. So far as known, nobody has played it. There are no notes, or they are lost ones.
There is a map of hell. 9 circles, just how you remember it. But it's in a level of detail that implies surveying. It has all of the marks of a well-made, well-surveyed English. What is they have a body of maps. Whatever I believe the surveying corps, whatever their deal is.
The Ordnance Survey.
Ordnance Survey, thank you. It is a British Ordnance Survey map of hell. It is in exacting scale. It has every landmark clearly labeled, and the center of the map is burned through completely.
Amazing. All right. So, meantimes, how do we get set up? What's the first thing that the hunters are doing, Kathleen?
We see a brief montage of preparations, stowing weapons and small useful articles, things of occult significance about our persons. Then we scatter across London to collect the Allardyces. I'm not sure if we ever resolved which Allardyce represents the past and which represents the future of the ones not quite of this time, because old age implies past, but at the same time, that could be the future of the proper Allardyce. Regardless of how the metaphysics are decided, Ellie has elected to go and collect the young man, and we see her approaching the academy. Well, I forget what the school is called where the young sailors are, weighing options and just climbing in a window. This is not a matter for a formal approach. Quietly entering the dormitory, where the young men are settled down for the night, waking a young sailor with a hand over his mouth to make sure he doesn't say a word, and we don't hear what she says to him, but it's clear he's thinking of this as some great lark, some prank or adventure, some shenanigans. He may be very sorry to find out exactly how chaotic this is going to be, but she persuades him to come along. I don't know if the other two have preferences on on who they'd go to.
We can wait until we get to their narration, like, and find out.
Okay, well, since I was doing the setup, I wasn't sure if I should be grabbing everybody or
It's pretty much up to you. I mean, go as far as you need to, and then people can take up the slack from there. But remember, I mean, again, the aim is always to see where you can do the echoes of the night in future, especially if you're the first person up. So,
right. Well, I think we don't see how the other two Allardyces are acquired, only that they are standing with the other hunters as as the group makes its final preparations for entering the observatory itself. Things are strange here.
you're at the observatory
At
or on the
the
Whippet?
observatory, that's what I meant. The that's where the office is, isn't it? But yes, planning to enter the observatory. The group stands on the grounds. There's something wrong with the sky. Clearly, Isaac has noticed this. The constellations are not right. And they're not right in a way that is not uniform. Not, it's not as if the entire sky is transmuted to that of a different time. Things don't match up with each other across the sky, which is unsettling to someone who is accustomed to looking for omens there, no doubt. The observatory's on the coast, isn't it? Can the sea be seen from it? Have we established? I don't actually know.
That's fine if you want to establish that. That's fine.
Okay. There are flickers out over the water. Flickers as if is that a coastline? Or is that is the shore farther? It doesn't look right. Clearly, everything in this area is metaphysically unsettled in ways that are constantly changing. And the hunters move in with their rather befuddled charges.
Okay. Map room. Prompt 2. The year is 1779. No one has ever accused Godfrey Rathmere of an overabundance of ability or intelligence, but being the son of fearsome monster hunter and explorer Lionel Rathmere, his place at Hargrave House is secured. Alone in the map room, Godfrey is drawn to the orrery. What compels him to manually adjust its delicate mechanism? What disorienting sensations assail him as suddenly the parallel worlds mapped by the orrery start to collapse into his own?
Me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Godfrey?
Godfrey.
Yeah, Godfrey has stumbled into the map room. He is slightly drunk, I'd imagine, and looks around like, what am I doing here? There's got to be something to drink here, right? That's basically the vibe you get. And he looks around, picks up a book, looks at it like, ooh, book, and then goes over to the orrery, looks around, and rather absentmindedly pings one of the spheres. Doesn't even think about what he's doing. Yeah, and then there is this crystal clear note as his finger touches the sphere. and he looks down like, huh? And then he hears, no, he doesn't hear. Then he, in some way, he feels he's still here, but on the other hand, he also knows that he's quite stark naked, which is, well, not done in proper English society, but he is painted with weird symbols like triskelions all over his face and his body. How his body looks a lot leaner than it usually is. He's not fat, but he is well put together, and he has the feeling that he's running, and he should be running, and it's exhilarating. There's this chase going on, like a hunt. He's not the hunter, but it's still he feels his heart pumping, even though he's standing still, but he's also running, being hunted. There's a hunting horn somewhere, and he's running. He reaches out to put the orrery back because that, and then I think he just stumbles and runs a few steps, falls, and sits there and stares at the orrery. That's slowly putting itself into the correct position again.
Second narration for Meantimes. Chris, what do we see as you all assemble with your Allardyces, at the observatory, and all of the strangeness is happening in the sky and possibly beyond?
Isaac is dangling a number of pendulae from various heights within the observatory itself, and drawing markings in chalk on the floor, just sort of, I suppose, trying to correct the observatory's calibration to the new situation where it's supposed to be looking.
That would lead us into Hargrave House map room. Prompt 3. Chris. When the strangeness settles, Godfrey is face to face with a version of himself from another reality, standing on the other side of the orrery like a mirror image. What key difference in appearance or demeanor hints at the nature of this other Godfrey's original world? Understanding instinctively that only one of them can remain here, how does our Godfrey defeat his counterpart?
Oh, quite easily. His counterpart is, well, for one thing, clothed. And for another thing, clothed in fine silk. His hands are soft. His back unhunched. He has lived an easy life. And he is not prepared that something else might want what he has.
Sabine, what do we see back at the observatory with Mordecai, or with the observatory as a whole, as the Allardyces are brought together and Isaac is trying to recalibrate the observatory with the occult symbols and items? What's happening?
I mean, we said that the epicenter of the whole thing is the HMS Whippet, right? Not the observatory itself. From what I read in the text.
The thing taken from the Whippet is in the office.
Oh, okay.
Which is why.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay.
I
Thank
had
you.
such difficulties going into the office.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes. I think we see Mordecai going over to wherever this star medal is kept, and he's wearing gloves that are also, there are also occult symbols on it. They echo what Isaac wrote on the walls, and did with the pendulums, and opens the container and lifts out, very carefully lifts out the star metal and brings it to the center of the room. Is it down? It is very heavy. It doesn't. No, it is not heavy in the sense that it weighs a lot. It is heavy in the way that it draws the eyes. It draws everything. It's more like a distortion around it. And the pendulums, I think, will swing wildly. Well, Mordecai puts it down in the center of the room and the center of the circle that we can now see that the pendulums make. And yeah, and then we have to, and then somebody has to put the Allardyces around him. Is that the last one? No, we have more narrations. Right?
There's a wrap up.
Yep.
Oh, okay, yep, okay. And I think that's when Mordecai starts with the ritual that will incorporate the pendulums, the Allardyces, and this weird thing in the middle.
All right, so for the last prompt of the map room, Kathleen, in the aftermath, how does Godfrey realize that his other self wasn't brought to our reality? It was he who was transported instead. Is it horror or the thrill of discovery that now quickens his pulse?
It doesn't take long for this tough and perhaps we could even say savage Godfrey to look around and realize this place is nothing like his home. Now that he has overcome the initial shock of a rival, a pretender, a false self, he realizes he's never seen furnishings like these. He's never seen a place, a building like this. But he's fascinated. There's so much to see and learn here, so much new and different, so much that he can conquer, or at least gain mastery of. And I strongly suspect that this Godfrey made a much more effective hunter of Hargrave House than the one native to this reality ever could have.
Sick, but sad. Oh, damn. All right. So let's wrap up Meantimes with the final narration, and this is everyone pitching in to say what is going on for the finale of Meantimes and after, if you want. So, Mordecai, you've whipped up this ritual. What's going on? What does it look like? And how does it wrap up?
I think the easiest way to make this understandable, this time dilation thingy, for the mortal mind is actually by music, by putting all of the time points in time and space into certain notes. Sadly enough, there's no grand piano here, but we can do. We have three Allardyces whose voices will have different pitches, and this is very important that they all sing separate notes, but different ones. And by the harmonies created thusly, Mordecai will be able to harmonize this with the star metal, or at least try to do that. And also there's probably lightning on the side. Just,
Wouldn't be a spectacle without lightning. Come on now. Isaac, Ellie, what can you add to your perspective of what's going on in the observatory, or outside of the observatory, actually?
Go ahead.
I think the horizon is closing in.
Yeah. As things build to what is clearly becoming a climax in the music, the magic, the strange alterations to circumstance, Ellie's kind of prowling around the edges. She's not a ritualist. She doesn't have the skills or knowledge to contribute much to this part of this. But then she finds she is needed because the present day Allardyce loses his nerve breaks, tries to run, and she's aware that him leaving the ritual space would be a catastrophe for everyone. And she, by sheer force, grabs him, wrestles him back into position, hisses into his ear that he'd better not stop singing. And presumably we bring this ritual to some kind of successful close. So if either of you have ideas on what that looks like, do tell. I'm not sure.
Isaac, do you have anything to add to the ritual or the culmination of the magic?
I mean, it's fairly simple. We bring the horizon to us, and we have each Allardyce deposited beyond it when the stars have reached their proper place. It's as easy as walking out the door.
As it finishes, crescendo, and then coda. And in the silence, maybe that's where you start to see the glimmers of dawn. You have resolved mean times. Yay! Finally. Resolved. Okay. All right. So we'll grab Mask of the Clock from Felix when he's back. Let me pop out rewards. Give me a second. All right. I don't remember if anybody met her. I think you did, Ellie. But rewards. Millicent Bryan becomes a recurring side character. She's the research scientist that had worked with Dr. Fisher. She becomes a recurring side character. You get 1 extra clue in the information move when you consult with her about scientific theories or astronomy. Aberrant star charts, add them to your personal quarters. An artifact from another time, ask another hunter what it is and add it to your personal quarters. The source of the anomaly, added to your personal quarters. The next time you mark the mask of the past, remove a condition. The next time you mark the mask of the future, gain a mastermind clue. A memento from the investigation, ask another hunter what it is and then add it to your personal quarters. And another memento from the investigation, ask another hunter what it is and then add it to your personal quarters. So, what do you guys want to pick as your reward?
I think Mordecai would like to pick up the source of the anomaly.
Okay. So go ahead and copy that and just paste the whole thing into your...
Unless somebody wants to fight him, then he will. But hopefully not.
I don't want the thing. Goodness, no.
I'll watch over it very carefully.
I know you will.
Oopsie.
Give me that star medal.
That's what Mordecai just claimed.
Damn.
Want to fight him
Fine,
for it?
I guess I'll take the star charts that are beyond time.
Aberrant star charts it is. Okay. Add them to your personal quarters.
I think I would like an artifact from another time. Sabine, what do you think that might be?
Artifact from another time. And we have a large team. No, it's not going to be a credit card. I think it could be something. I still think it's kind of a compass, but it is a weird compass because if you press a button, it will light up, so you can read it even when it's dark. And there are a lot of symbols. There's not the usual just southwest, whatever, but there are other things that are written on it, and you don't know what that is. It's basically what you'd have as a modern compass. Occasionally it will chime a nice little tune. You don't really know why, but I think it also has a timer function in it. But maybe you will figure it out or not. But it's basically, it works as a compass.
So pop that into
Excellent.
pop that into your personal quarters, and then Felix will have a choice of the others, which I will pop into the chat for his perusal later on. Okay, and what's next? Dawn phase. Answer Dawn questions. All right, so let's go to the hunters. Starting with the American. Did the hunters answer a question from the other cycle? Yes.
Yes, we did.
Resolve a threat? Yes.
Yes.
Did you experience an echo in the night?
Yes. The flickers on the horizon of the changing the flickers out over the water of the changing land horizon, whatever.
Okay.
Um,
Did you use violence to solve a problem?
yeah, I forced that Allardyce not to leave the circle.
Okay. Did you share a treasured memory from the States during an intimate moment with another character?
I did during the day, when I was talking about my first experience staying in a fancy hotel.
Okay. Take those. Add them to your advancement track. Clear your Dawn questions, and then change your elective Dawn questions if you so choose. Mordecai. Answered a question. Resolved a threat. Did you experience an echo in the night?
Yep. Put the music that as a map for the ritual.
Got it. Did you perform a ritual? Hell yeah.
I think so.
Yep. Did you have a face-to-face encounter with a dark entity? I know we were like discussing whether Sunny was like a dark entity or not. It depends. I don't know. I mean,
if he's not, I'm willing to not take the XP.
I don't know.
More
I mean,
XP
like
than I need anyway.
He's mysterious. I mean, it's just really up to you.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm not taking it. He's not a dark entity to me. I mean, what is a dark entity anyway? But yeah.
You're demons, but anyway.
They're not demons, they're paradimensional entities.
Potato, potato. All right. Add those points to your advancement track, clear your Dawn questions, and then change your elective Dawn questions if you so choose. And my Eclipse. All right. So, answered a question? Yes. Resolved a threat? Yes. Echo in the night?
Nope.
Had to have it. Come on, man! It's like it's right there.
I
like
know, and I still listen. Today I was being brief and poetic instead of being the kind of guy that gets XP from answering questions.
Goodness oh gracious, Chris, come on.
I am. All right, this is officially a stance of mine. I am against post-session XP questions because I like to have fun.
Okay.
Anyway.
Fine. All right. Did you leave a problem for your other half to tackle?
Almost certainly. I don't remember what the day was like, but I'm willing to bet I did.
All right. Did your two halves express differing opinions?
Once again, almost certainly.
Take those points.
During the day was when you confronted, or when you were confronted by Taggart in his room. So.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely somebody else's problem.
And since you're identical, it's or sharing Acheron's body, it's kind of like, yeah. So yeah. Anywho, so yeah, you add them to your advancement track, clear your Dawn questions, and then change your elective Dawn questions if you so choose. All right, so you're all set. Oh, let me add some points to Felix just to make sure that he gets some points too. All right, answered a question. They resolved a threat. Obviously couldn't get an echo in the night. Appear in London society. I can't remember what was he wearing. Shit.
I think, given that he filled in the "let someone touch you," I think he would have filled it in.
Yeah.
At the time, if he felt he had. So.
Okay. All right. So he gets those 3 points, and we're just gonna give them to him, and then clear his things. Okay. So, remind me to let him know that we did add experience. Okay. We handle Dawn questions. All right. Anybody have any playbook or special moves that are resolved during Dawn phase? So now it's switched over to Acheron. All right. And you didn't get a 12, so you don't have any extra special things that need to be resolved during Dawn phase for the quickening. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys still owe that one clue though for the Pinkerton. So whenever you get that between the two of you, just go ahead and put it in there for it. All right. So as we go into day phase, you still have 3 threats on the board, so no new threat will be introduced. However, I will go over the threats just to say, hey, look at this, guys. Oh man. Again, Spider Silk Seamstress. 3 different ways that you need to choose from to figure out how you're going to resolve this threat. A complexity 4, how is the creature ensnaring her victims? A complexity 6, what is the creature's true name? Or complexity 8, what does the creature truly want? All right. And you have 10 clues available to play with, so figure out what you'd like to do for that. The Order of Azure Eyes. The Order is not real. So, what is Dr. Klauser up to for a complexity 4? Resolve it by confronting Dr. Klauser and satisfying yourself that he means no harm to London, but if that is not the case, putting a stop to his plans. And you have 1 clue. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, 1 clue available to explain this so far. And Pinkerton. All right, so what is Taggart's unsavory scheme that he's really doing here in London? All right, so complexity 4. Confronting Taggart with the truth of his shady dealings and convincing him to leave. All right, and you have 4 clues so far for complexity 4. So, yeah. You got some work to do. You can have scenes. You can have vulnerable move if you want. I mean, new phase, whatever. You can investigate. You can goof around and do shit. I mean, it's fine. What would you like to do?
I think it's time. I think Ellie needs to go talk to Nate.
I think I've had quite enough of the Pinkerton. Well, we really don't need to investigate my beloved seamstress, who I have also conned out of something. So, what even is the Order of Azure Eyes?
A con. So
Well,
that's more an Isaac than an Acheron thing, but still.
see, that only Isaac would think that. Acheron has no concept of his own weaknesses.
Well, you would know of the Azure Eyes, like, because the others would tell you, or your brother would leave maybe notes or something that.
I don't think he's heard of it either. I don't think we
Well-
have discussed the Order of Azure Eyes since I have been here.
Oh, actually, you were probably with Mordecai when they heard of the body. For definite sure, you were around when they heard of the one body.
We
with
went
the blue
together
tears.
to go for the body, but you absconded when the police showed up.
Yeah, you got fucked by the time anomaly, and you ended up in Mrs. Pemberton Potts's carriage.
Right.
Yeah.
That is what happened.
Yep. Then you ended up back at the house, and then you ended up meeting the Pinkerton. Yay!
Oops.
Oopsie doodle. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. All you know right now, really, aside from third hand, is the fact that the order of whatever it is not real, and that there is a victim. Obviously, there's at least one body.
2, I think we
Yeah,
heard.
they established there was a second body involved.
Yeah, we haven't.
All right, well,
Had
let's
eyes
go
on
check out the second body then.
It's probably over at Scotland Yard now.
Ugh.
Yeah, it will have been taken to the morgue.
Well, then never mind. There's a list of locations, right?
Yeah, it's
Yes, the
underneath
clubhouse for the Bright and Beautiful. Somebody's already been to, I think.
That was me. That was me. I
Yeah.
was
Okay, there it
there.
is.
Nobody's
Solid.
been to Klauser's office or the inn.
Hey, I know how to break into stuff.
Mm-hmm. So,
Let's
Yeah.
go to Klauser's office.
okay. Where is Mordecai? Where are Mordecai and Ellie going? Ellie's going over to the new headquarters of Whatchahoozits and talking to Nate.
Argus or whatever we're calling them.
I don't know what the hell we're calling them, but that's.
I think we were at Argus.
Advanced
Unless
Research Group Uniting Superhumans.
Oh my gosh.
unless Ellie wants or needs company when going to talk to Nate?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. In that case, I was going to talk to Klauser anyway, right? That was my. And if you want to break into his office, that's fine. I can probably distract him so that you have an easier time.
Sounds like a plan.
Right.
Yes.
Let's head over to Klauser's office first because we want to get that set up because since nobody's been there before, I'm like, I want to do a paint the scene. Oh, and just as a reminder, because I don't believe anybody's taken it yet, let's see. There we go. So there is a mask, threat mask for this, Mask of Catharsis. I'll just tell you what it is. Each hunter narrates a flashback to a time they felt released of all their burdens. So, has not been used yet. So, people can call upon that if they want to, or you can save it for the end. Well, the last answer to the question. So, that is up to you. All right, but that is up to you, and that's available to use. Alrighty, over at the office.
I think we're not going together. Mordecai wants to talk to Klauser, whether he's at his office or not. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, Acheron wants to break in and look at stuff without anybody else noticing, or is this wrong?
I'd say that's about accurate.
Yeah, there's two separate areas, at least two separate areas in Dr. Klauser's office, okay? So,
Cool.
office, because he's a psychiatrist. Hold on. Alienist. Described as an alienist. Sorry.
Okay.
So.
He does astrology for cops.
Yeah. Psychiatry, psychology, whatever. Yeah. So anyway, he has an official office where he sees people, but then he has an inner study. Okay, so if you go, you can easily, if you succeed in doing this, Mordecai, you can easily bring Dr. Klauser to his official office, leaving the study clear for Acheron to peruse. So.
Yes, that seems like a good plan.
Yeah. All right, so we'll say that you, meet outside of it, or you separate outside of the building to do your own thing. All right, so you're going in through the front door, Mordecai, in your elegant way that you normally do.
Yes.
Okay, Klauser's office, Klauser study. Okay, sorry. Okay, so when you are shown up to Dr. Klauser's office itself, you see lavish Turkish carpets, a couch you can sink into too deeply, and you hear the ticking of a clock. Paint the scene. There is something in here that draws you in and that you have a hard time taking your eyes off of. What is it?
I think it's the clock after the whole Greenwich thingy that we just went through. I think Mordecai's eyes are drawn towards that clock and wonders if it is actually showing the right intervals of time. Like, isn't the second too slow a bit? Or too quick?
Oh boy.
Or is it just messing around?
A painting of my impending death.
Oh God.
Oh no, wait, that's just an ink blot in the shape of something like a moth.
Oh dear. An impressive looking collection of personal letters of thanks and tribute, which are neatly framed covering one wall. One would have to get quite close to actually examine them, read the signatures, etc., etc. But it certainly looks like quite a lot of striking testimonials.
Yeah, I think Dr. Klauser will greet you, Mordecai, and say, you are very exceedingly lucky to have caught me. I am between appointments. Tell Laurence, yes?
Yes, indeed. Mordecai Laurence.
Yes, please sit. And there's,
Thank you.
besides the couch, there's like a couple of like regular seats and stuff. And
Okay.
he takes the seat behind the desk, and he
Mm-hmm.
tense his fingertips together, like like looking all intelligent and such, and says, how can I help you?
I have been talking to the people in the, let me check what the name is. Mordecai knows it, of course. Boop, boop, boop. I won't find it in my character sheet. I will find it here. Sorry. Beautiful, where is that?
Clubhouse for the Bright and Beautiful.
Ah, yes, I have heard about you in the clubhouse of the Bright and Beautiful. They spoke very highly of your methods. And since the workings of the mortal mind is, in a way, an interest of mine, I
Oh,
thought I might talk to you.
oh, yes, I have been known for my hypnotherapeutic methods, and it has been life altering for those that have been privy to and enjoyed the appointments, I should say.
Life altering indeed. One of them is dead, are they not?
I can't imagine that being laid at my door.
Oh, no, of course not. I was just making an observation.
Is there something in particular you want to see me about, Herr Laurence?
Well, yes, there is. This is a question of identity. Where does my past stop and where do I begin?
If you want to make that into an information move, please do.
Oh, absolutely. Do I do this with presence or reason?
Depends. If like you're trying to, put any kind of charisma or influence on in any kind of way, then it's presence. But if you're just kind of asking him a point blank factual question, the reason.
No, I think I'm trying to get him to. I mean, Mordecai is purposely fully bullshitting him.
Composure, then.
Then composure. I thought so.
Keeping it together, yeah.
Cool. Let's go with this composure it is. This is the first time we've rolled this, right? So you can roll well, please. So 7, which is okay. Yes.
It's okay. All right, so let's see. Let's see what kind of clue you get for this. I'm just making sure that I don't give you a clue that you already have. Oh boy.
We don't have so many clues.
Yeah, it's true. Oh God. Sorry, I'm getting you mixed up with the other group. The other group.
Yeah, we used 2 of those, so.
Yeah, because the other group had already solved this. So, oh, I gotta stop doing that to myself. It's like stop giving people groups and the same mystery in tandem. Okay. The difference between the past stop and where do I begin?
Are we waiting for me?
No, I'm trying to give a clue to an answer to a question, trying to make it appropriate.
This can be a whole conversation that we are having, like.
Yeah. Yeah, let me think on this because it's like there's a couple of clues that I'd like to think about, but I'm trying to think of how they're appropriate. So, Acheron, you're trying to break in, like, using the roof work and all this kind of stuff to get to his study. And so you're going the other way. Let's make this a day move. All right. So, day move to not make a sound or to alert anybody that you're there. Composure. Unless you can parlay me like the stat that you're actually using. I'm a dork. I was on mute. Sorry, Chris. So we're talking about you breaking into Klauser's study, so you're going at it from the other end of the house.
Yep.
So it would be a day move. You would use composure unless you can parlay me with something else that you have.
I think I have composure. I never remember how I statted these boys up. Nope. Oh well. I did, you know what? I'm gonna give him composure.
I mean, advancements are like, increasing your stat
Yeah.
at something, so.
That is an 11 on the dice plus 1
Okay.
for 12.
Alrighty. You're so good at this that you tell me how you break into this and is so fabulous. Um, uh, maybe.
This idiot left a first floor window unlocked. It's like he doesn't even think anyone's gonna break in.
And because you got a 12, I think I'm going to give you a clue for that. All right. So I owe you 2 clues. But I want to paint the scene on his study before I switch over to Ellie, and I'll give you 2 clues when I come back to you. All right. So for the study, you see a bunch of bottles of expensive liquor lined up in this place, and a bouquet of forget-me-nots, as well as a cramped desk with a bunch of locked drawers and cabinets around. So paint the scene. You can't help but feel watched in this room. Why? Paint the scene would be for everybody.
I have
What is
an
the
answer.
room? Is this also his study?
This is his study. Yeah.
That giant painting of my parents having sex. I mean, that ink blot.
Well, this is a different room than the office. The study
Yeah.
is not the same room as the office, but he also has an ink blot in here.
He
I mean, if
he
he has
has
an ink
he's
blot in here,
it's this great new thing he's trying to get off the ground because Rorschach, I believe, won't even be born for another couple years.
I think the other reason is that there is a lovely Persian cat lying somewhere. It's gray, and it's kind of looking at you like a cat does. Probably not super interested. You're probably not food. Probably can fuck you. So, but yeah, watching you. Maybe you do something interesting.
an unexpected number of mirrors. You might have a mirror in a room like this, but whether it's a sign of Klauser's vanity or that he wants to be able to see more angles on anyone else in his space or whatever, but there are a startling number of mirrors in this room, and so as one moves about the space, one catches glimpses. Oh, there's a face there. There's someone looking at. No, I'm looking at myself.
Or at the cat.
Or the cat.
Yeah.
Or the cat.
So all sorts of angles. There you are. So I'm going to cut over to Ellie. Get away from this, and I will give you 2 clues as like when we come back to you. We come back to you both. So, oh, Ellie. So you go back to Whitehall to Argus or whatever the hell we're calling this thing. And yeah. You're greeted by the one constable that had helped you when you got shot. I think it's not Constable Turnbull, it's the other one. We'll call him Constable Hall. So Constable Hall will greet you. He's the smaller of the 2. And he'll say, "Oh, it's you. Miss Fletcher. Are you all right? How have you been?"
Better now. Better now. It was a not as serious as it looked injury. Well, superficial.
Glad to hear it. We have the prisoner still. He has been.
I need to speak to him.
not sure if that's a good idea. We do not have, oh goodness. I
I
need,
can stand outside his cell if that's what there is. Honestly, it might not be a bad idea to have bars between us.
let me, find out from Inspector Short if that's going to be in order, if that's all right. He had been,
Have you had trouble with him?
he just has downcast eyes and looks away from you, so I think that gives you all the answer you need. So, and perhaps, like, even in answer to that, like, maybe you hear like a little bit of like yelling from inside, like the inner office or the inner part of this place. Um, could be him. Who knows? So, and then he'll retreat back inside, and then he'll be away for a few minutes.
Stretching out my legs, kicking up my heels, just waiting.
Yeah. I'm going to do a paint the scene, since we don't really know about this place. Since this is such a new division to Whitehall and Scotland Yard, what indication do you see that this is well funded but inequipped or ill equipped to deal with these occult threats? What indications do you see that this is well funded but ill equipped to deal with the arcane threats?
I think we have a book of occult whatever, and next to it is a dictionary of Latin, and somebody's trying to translate.
I think the furniture is very nice and not at all the sort of things that would be chosen by someone familiar with the rougher end of police and investigative work. This is not furniture that could stand up to a melee with an unruly suspect or anything like that. It's just not appropriate to the circumstances.
I missed where we are again. The connection fuzzed 1 second.
Oh,
Sorry.
this is the offices or the headquarters of Argus.
Ah. I think they've got a taxidermied Bigfoot.
However, that would get too long.
Well, Bigfoot isn't real, so we don't have to worry about that.
Fortunately, they probably could have like put some pieces together or done something with the wax museums.
False taxidermy Bigfoot. Extremely funny thing to be in the supernatural cop headquarters.
Goodness. And I think that's when Constable Hall will come out. And he'll say, Inspector Short will allow you to see the prisoner. You will be outside of his cell, but Constable Short will want to be present. That is not a request, but a demand.
This is an extremely personal matter. I am not.
I'm sorry.
I'll take it up with him. I'm not blaming you. I'll take it up with him.
Thank you. Yeah, he looks extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's totally above his pay grade, so it's like, oh my god. Yeah, so
Yep.
he'll lead you in, and yeah, you'll notice more of the fine furniture and all this kind of stuff. Like, so totally not able to deal. But strangely enough, like, as you go deeper in, there are rooms that you realize the doors have been replaced with bars. That's
Mhm.
one. But then you realize it's like, somehow they've been reinforced. Maybe your supernatural senses, like your sensitivity is so high up now that you realize you sense something coming from the bars, as if somebody that is knowledgeable has done something to at least reinforce the
Felix, what
cage.
have you done? I don't like this place.
Yeah. So, yeah. But so somebody has gone through this place and at least done something to at least reinforce some of the some of the caging in here. And yeah, I think he'll lead you down towards the end of the hall, and at the end of the hall is Inspector Short outside one of the cells. And he will make a quick bow and dismiss himself. He's not even going to wait for his inspector to dismiss him, because he does not want to get in the middle of this shit.
Yeah. Short.
Miss Fletcher, I wanted to thank you. You saved Mr. Lansing the other night. And for that, I have to thank you. And he has a tight little smile that he does not want to give you, but he knows he has to because Felix made him. So.
Well, I know how you can thank me. Give me privacy for this conversation I'm about to have.
That is not in order. How do I know that you're not going to release him or something equally insane?
I assure you, the last thing I want to do is... This is the man I saved Lansing from.
And then he'll lean in very close. I don't know what's going on, but if there is any more threats to Lansing's life, be reassured, I will do everything in my power to make sure that they are stopped.
We're in agreement then.
And then he'll turn away with one last stink eye at you. And then he'll, like, reluctantly go down the hall.
Sorry, snickering at the chat there.
And then you see Nate, still kind of in his rough and ready outfit, disreputable hat on his head, and he's just kind of like sitting there, head bowed, sitting on the bed that they've provided. But you do notice that the bed looks a little torn up, and the walls have a few distinct claw marks in it.
I'm standing well back from the bars because I have a feeling
Nothing on the bars though.
You do no, I'm just saying. I'm just saying he may lunge, and I don't want him to try to grab me through the bars.
Yeah.
But Nate,
he doesn't acknowledge you.
You came a long way to not talk.
The camera.
And I'm not leaving until we do.
The camera sees his face, like just kind of like weighing options, and he'll turn to you. And you still see that look of hatred in his eyes. And he'll slowly unfurl himself from the bed, very gracefully, feral looking. I didn't come here to talk. I came here to hunt you down. Because of what you did. What you did to Cora. And what I find somebody that smells like you, or had your scent on him. You were actually happy? Oh, no, that can't be. No, I wasn't gonna allow it. No, Especially after you took my happiness away. You know what that feels like. And he's like he's like starting to look so feral that his pupils start to change, and like his jaw looks like it's starting to be very lupine.
What you've done to yourself. I'm not asking you to be okay, but look what you've done to yourself. I made you hurt, yes. I didn't make you a monster. You chose that.
No, I was driven to it. And his lips twist into a snarl. I was driven to it because I figured the only way to match beast to beast would be to be like you. So I can come here and try and tear you apart.
I know it's futile to say I wanted none of this. That what I did broke me too. But have you thought about what's going to happen if you do succeed? If you do destroy me? What then?
This pain hopefully will go away.
No. Because it won't change what you've done to yourself. It won't change what you've done to innocent people. It won't change what you'll keep on doing.
Five minutes. Beast to beast. Field somewhere. So, if I win. No. When I win, I'll just turn. And I'll be free. And
You'll
by
kill.
then I won't care.
You'll kill.
By
You'll
then,
kill who knows how many innocent people. You don't care about that? You used to be a man who would care.
I used to be a man that had someone that loved. Someone who loved me. And you took that away. And he'll turn away
That's
from
what the
you.
curse does. Takes. My curse took Cora away. And because of that, you chose a curse that took you away from being who you are, who you were. Didn't have to be like that. You could have found a different path, but no. I came here. I knew I couldn't reconcile with you, but I hoped to see that the man I loved was still in there. Somewhere.
You ran. He he just whirls around and just upon hearing that and just snarls at you. You ran.
I did.
You didn't stay and get justice.
I know. And I hated myself every day since. And I know I can't expect you to believe or understand that.
No, I don't.
But now I see I've not only lost the love, but that you're, in a way, just as gone as she is. Not just not with me, but not the Nate I knew doesn't exist now. That's what you're showing me right now.
Let me show you what exists. And then he lunges for the bars. And as he touches the bars, like he takes like one grasp of the bars, but then it's like immediately it's like as if he's burned. And then you see for a brief second that something glows within the bars themselves before they disappear. And Inspector Short will come running. What happened? What's going on? What did you say?
What I said is none of your business, but I think it's time for me to leave.
It wasn't as
I'm not-
agitated until you came.
I'm not hiding the tears running down my face. I'm just not explaining them to him.
We're waiting to extradite him back. To deport him back to America. Prefer to just as easily do something about him here, but you're all right, and he hasn't. As far as we know, hasn't hurt anybody here.
I don't think that's true, but I don't have any proof.
And that's what holds my hand. I don't have any proof either. But Lansing says that he is a danger. And
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's very much a danger.
and
You better hope that whatever's in those bars holds, and that he doesn't find a way to bust through the walls. Have you reinforced the walls and not just the bars?
Inspector Short kind of thinks and thinks hard, but he doesn't say anything to you. We'll take that into consideration. I think you should go.
Yeah, I should.
Do you have any information? And Inspector Short will say as he escorts you out. Do you have any information on his companion? There was someone, when Constable Turnbull said he was chasing after someone that was with this person.
He's not dangerous the way Nate is.
Still, he might have some information that we need to keep this person in check, indicating Nate.
If I learn more, I will let you know.
Please do. And he will curtly show you out.
And Ellie does not want Argus any further up in her business than they already are.
I mean, you could have used the,
Yeah.
resources
no.
of the police, but we know whatever. It's fine. It's all good.
Yep. No.
I get
no.
you. I get you. Okay. All right. So going back to Mordecai real quick. All right. So you asked him a question. This is a conversation, like, just in the interest of time, and I apologize for this. I didn't want to extend it too far. But let me see. With Order of Azure Eyes, he gives you a roundabout way of saying that it's all in the same, Mordecai. That your past indicates your present and future, and you cannot have one without the other. And his hypnotherapeutic work is just more of bringing out what ties it all together. And he will say, as he's referencing like a notebook that he pulls out, teachings of like the Azure Lady. It's like kind of like a metaphor that he's using to describe some of these methods that he's using. And I'm going to say that the clue is he's reading from his private journal, detailing his hypnotherapeutic work and repeated references to the Azure Lady, the coming of the Azure Lady. There we go. Okay. So that's what he's saying. As he's talking to you, he's using his voice, which is quite mellow and quite resonant, and he's making these passes. Like he talks a little bit with his hands, but the way he's doing it, you may or may not recognize, and I'm just interested to know if you will. So, just for funsies. Now, because of your 7, I think I'm just going to make the conditions straight. Marked by Dr. Klauser. So, that's for your 7. So that's for Mordecai. And then for Acheron, your 12.
Sorry, I was muted. I want to engage with him a little more. I want to know how much of this is bullshit and how much of it is real, because there's something real here, right? Just this hypnotism thing, stuff like that. And I just want to poke him a little, provoke him a little into maybe showing some interest in my methods, which are clearly superior, which I do not take any effort to hide. And I will tell him before I leave, I will say, well, for an amateur, this is quite abnormal. If you're interested in knowing deeper myths, feel free to contact me at Hargrave House. And I'm leaving my card.
Ah, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate this. I am always interested to hear how certain methods can be integrated into the treatment and therapeutic work of others. I'm always open.
Quite. We will talk more, Dr. Klauser, I'm sure.
Oh, I do not doubt that. And then while this is going on, as they're having a spirited discussion, Acheron, you are like in this weird space of Dr. Klauser's study, looking upon all those things and rummaging through his drawers, perhaps, and you get a clue, and you're not being heard at all because of your 12. Let's see. What do you find? What is this that you find? You find, and you are very much into interesting little objects like this, so I think this draws your attention. It is a small dropper bottle holding a liquid of strange iridescent blue. And this has a lot of things to it, so you may want to look at it in the threat clue list. The first time a hunter...
Medical radium. Yay.
The first time a hunter applies a few drops to their eyes, they take the condition Azure Eyes. While they have this condition, they may uncover an extra clue on the information move. The condition clears naturally during the next dawn phase. So, could be fun. Could be fun.
Could be fun.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's what you find, like, as you're rummaging through. And then you hear... it's like soon after you hear like them like doing the close of their conversation, so you may want to get the hell out of there.
Slip seamlessly out the open window.
Yep. And the Persian cat is just looking at you and yawning.
We're really lucky that is an indoor cat.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
Can I do something? Because I've taken a move, the familiar move.
Oh, okay.
And it's gonna be a cat, so maybe it's this one.
Oh my god, okay.
It's just
steal this cat?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Yep. I think maybe it's like, oh, windows open, interesting person leaves, and just decides, Klauser, fuck this guy, I'm leaving. This is not funny for me anymore. Just steps out and
dark forces and arcane wind pulls towards the open window.
Sure.
Yes. And I think that, there are these videos like I've been adopted by a cat now. Yeah. And I think when Mordecai is leaving and walks home, then this cat sits just in front of him or looks at him like, you're mine now, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think Mordecai is like, okay, I'm your, what the hell? He's a little discombobulated by the whole Dr. Klauser thing, so he just picks up the cat bemusedly.
Well, yeah, because I mean, like Acheron might notice that the Persian cat has has left before he, makes
Oh,
everything
yeah.
the way it
Mhm.
was, and then sees the cat again, with
Mhm.
Mordecai.
Well,
Mhm.
hope that isn't gonna directly tie back to any of my associates.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Who
I
can
don't know.
say?
That is lovely. Oh my gosh. So Persian cat goes
Mhm.
to Mordecai. Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Okay.
Maybe it's not a Persian, maybe it's a ragdoll or some fluffy cat, right?
Fluffy.
Maybe not with the squishy face, though.
Okay. Yeah.
I find a picture.
Got it. Okay. Oh my gosh. Amazing. Familiar move. Okay, great. Okay. So I think I covered everything. So we're going to break here for stars and wishes. So we're still in day phase. Yeah, still in day phase. Conceivably could do more for next time, but yeah, I'm going to break now, so this one we're not too far over time. Stars and wishes. Stars are things you liked about the session, and roleplay, gameplay each other, and wishes what you want to see for next time and the future, Help me land this plane, people. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. God dang. Yeah, still 3 threats on the board. Sheesh. Whoever wants to go first.
I can. This was great. Finally got the long-awaited confrontation.
I'm sorry I made you cry again.
No, do not apologize. When
Nate's
I
fucking
cry
crazy.
in character,
I love him.
it's because I'm having a great time. If
know.
I, the player, am not enjoying a scene, even if my character would be very upset, I'll just narrate my character is upset. If I'm actually crying, it's because I, the player, am having a fantastic time. It's because I am, getting into it as opposed to, ugh,
Yeah.
distance.
No. Well, I know. I mean, but I did the same thing to you and Brenda Woodbury.
Oh yeah, no,
For
I
different
love
reasons,
it.
So, okay.
I love it. I'm glad you do that. It's one thing I really like about playing with you is getting those moments.
Yeah.
But also I really enjoyed the vulnerable scenes.
Yeah.
And getting to as always those quiet moments are the times we get to see the hunters more as people than as, hunters. And I like these people. They're interesting people. They're fun to have scenes with. I love Mordecai taking the cat. That's just
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Absolutely.
that's
brilliant.
marvelous. This was a good session all around, and I also like the setup of the ritual, the conclusion of this thing that's been hanging over us worked really, really well. I thought we built on what we'd established and gave it the right kind of thematic setup, I think.
I already said it, but stardom ads for Nate. What a fucking freak. Love that guy. Clearly,
He wasn't always like that, I swear.
clearly me getting the werewolf curse of my own volition is your fault. Just I said it in chat. Absolutely guy who can be handled with a ham hock and a net. For sure. Like really truly Scooby-Doo villain level. I love him so much.
For the record, Ellie is half thinking about taking him up on his "so fight me in a field" then.
Oh man.
Not
It would
not
work.
really,
He
but
would lose.
half
He would
thinking.
also cheat.
Mm.
I don't think he has the smarts to cheat well, though. Somebody else might cheat on his behalf.
Mm.
You don't have to cheat smart to cheat dangerous.
We definitely would have to get Taggart out of the way first.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
mean-
star. That's my one star because I think the rest are going to be mentioned or already have been.
Yeah, I will mention some. I like the unseen. The room prompts that we had with this chucklehead who did not survive and was rightfully replaced. I liked that. That was fun. I also love the ritual with the pen. I especially like the pendulums. That was a good image. I really love that. And of course, I love the scene. That was heartbreaking with Nate, Ellie. Come on, my God, that was so heartbreaking. And we saw Ellie so happy in her mask. So yeah, those are. There are lots of more things that I really liked. But these stand out even for this group, which is why I wish to see Felix again. And then I would really like to delve into what's going on with that fucking Argus thing, because these guys are not clever enough to have done that with the bars. So who is playing them? And I don't think it's Felix. So yeah, well,
it's gotta be Mrs. Pemberton Potts.
yes,
yeah.
probably Nakusang or something. Yeah.
These are not people that we want to have this capability.
These are
Even
not
if
people
it's
that
useful at the moment, because, I mean,
these are not people
if-
who want in on the artist thing.
yeah,
That's what we don't want. Thank
Yeah.
you, Felix, for creating this weapon for our enemies to wield. Well done.
yeah. But I had to warn him about reinforcing the walls, because if Nate just
Yes.
claws through into the next room, then he's gonna
Yeah.
slaughter everybody in this place on his way out. And
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't really
I mean-
want that.
Okay. You're a better person than most of us, I think, Ellie.
Also, I just don't want him on the loose in London his way around to draw
Yeah,
me
okay,
out.
okay.
It's gonna be bad.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, there's already been a hint of it, like, over
Mhm.
by the
Down at the
passenger
docks.
lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When they
I'm
came
not
in.
sure how much Ellie knows about that. Probably not.
Nope.
She may have heard rumors, but she doesn't have confirmation. If she
No.
had confirmation,
Yeah.
she'd have realized sooner that Nate was probably lost for good.
Yeah, for sure. But you guys didn't investigate into when Taggart came in, so
Yeah.
oh well. I need to mention, and I forgot to do this because I was trying to figure out why I was thinking I was forgetting something. But when you finished the map room, you unlocked something. So, when you have the cosmic passage marked and manipulate the map room's orrery, roll with sensitivity. On a hit, the alternate version of you is transported into this reality. Choose from one below and describe the most notable difference in your parallel self's appearance or bearing. Writing the worlds and sending them home is as simple as returning the orrery to its correct alignment. So, they either come from a reality very close to yours, the difference in their experience is so minuscule as to be trivial, they'll gladly exchange places with you just for a lark. Change appropriate details for your look, switch 2 of your ability scores, and replace your vice with a new one. Or, their version of Hargrave House made quick work of a threat yours is currently facing. The details aren't the same, but their insight is nevertheless invaluable. Gain advantage or on an associated answer a question roll. Or, their version of Hargrave House failed to defeat the mastermind yours is currently facing. To dire consequence, they reveal a mastermind clue, the significance of which they didn't grasp in time. On a 7 to 9, the orrery breaks after this use. All hunters lose access to this move. On a miss, you are the one transported. The keeper describes how the horrific new reality you're marooned in, from which you'll never find your way home. This character is now retired. Whoopsie. So, that's fun. I don't know where you want to put this move now that you've unlocked it, but you have. So, that's pretty damn cool. God dang. That sounds pretty awesome. Okay. Freak. Alrighty. Yeah, so I agree with all those stars. I mean, Yeah, any opportunity to be a dramatic ham, sure, I will take it. I was hoping you'd finally talk with Nate, but he's mad. I mean, he's mad in the sense of being angry, but also mad in the sense of being driven more than insane with grief because you killed his wife. And love turned into hatred because he loved you too, and he,
Yep.
you know, yeah. So, yeah, that whole thing twisted into a bad deal, and he considers himself right because you ran. You could have taken
Yep.
justice, you could have accepted justice, but you didn't, and he wants revenge. So, yeah, I mean that was really great to be able to, have that at least that out in the open, and then like yeah, seeing uh, like the masks for Acheron and for Ellie. And then, oh my gosh, like just the back and forth, like all the different narrations that everybody did was really cool. Um, yeah, I mean, like I really enjoyed all the different narrations in here. I mean, like they're so descriptive, and then just really enriched either the setting or like stuff that we were finding out about like each of the characters. So yeah, kudos. Yeah, and some of this other stuff was already mentioned, so I'm not gonna go further into it. But yeah, fun session today. More of the same. I'm not sure if we have Felix back for the next session, but regardless, if we do, fantastic. And we'll just continue onwards. So long as we have 3 people, we'll play. Alrighty. Um, you guys have a wonderful week. Happy
Yeah.
gaming,
Well,
and I will
You
see
too.
you next time. Thank
See
you.
you. Thanks for running.
Bye. Yeah.